Thank you. It's great to be with you tonight. I'm on Sudafed, so I'm looking forward to what I might say. But it is great to be with such a distinguished group of students and scholars, and it's also good to be with such a distinguished group of elected officials. And Governor Nye, it's great to be with you. And also, Attorney General, it's great to be with you. And of course, it was fun to be with my friend Jerry Askins. You know, I haven't spent as much time with the Attorney General as I have with Governor Askins because we served together. So it will be interesting to watch that race as it unfolds, and two certainly very well qualified candidates that are running for the nomination of the Democratic Party. But what I do know, Mr. Attorney General, having served on a board with your wife, she would make one fantastic First Lady. I've been asked to speak a little bit about the budget. Of course, they tell me to keep it light, and then they ask me to talk about the budget. I don't know if I can do that. It's a little bit tough to talk about the budget right now in Oklahoma, and also certainly around the country as we look across the states. It is a difficult time that we are in, perhaps one of the most difficult, certainly since, in this state, the oil bust, and certainly back to the Great Depression. It is difficult. Our revenues are down substantially. The way we do the budget here in Oklahoma is the legislature works off of a certification that we receive from the Board of Equalization. They are given that certification from the Tax Commission and from Office of State Finance. Well, we built the budget based on that certification, and in the first quarter of the fiscal year, our revenues came in 26% below last year, 29% below the estimate. So pretty daunting numbers that we have to work with. It is going to be difficult for us. We're going to work together, the executive branch and the legislative branch, to try to make it out of the situation as best we can while providing the vital services that our citizens depend on. It will be a painful year. There will certainly be a lot of pain that is dealt out from the budget office, and I don't relish in that task at all. But we will do our best to make sure that we fund services as best we can. Yesterday, I was with Chancellor Johnson in his office, and we were looking over the forecast and talking about some things that he might could do and where we could work together to try to minimize the damage to higher education. Certainly, we want to fund those things that provide a positive return on investment to the state of Oklahoma. Education certainly provides a positive return on investment to our state. We will do better as a state when we have more and better college graduates. And so I applaud you for working your way through that process. I'd like to leave the budget now and talk a little bit about you. I am extremely encouraged to see you all tonight. For one, you look fantastic, everybody all dressed up and getting ready to have a little fun, so you look great. But what's more encouraging to me than the way that you look is that you're wanting to get involved. I was not a part of OIL when I was coming up through college, but I have a whole bunch of friends that were involved, and those friends are in the legislature now in Oklahoma. One of my good friends, Rob Johnson, was in OIL, and I believe that he was in the Senate when he was in OIL. Another good friend of mine, Senator Clark Jolly, was the Speaker of the House. And so I guess they served in one body and tried to go try out the other one, but certainly two good members in each of the bodies. It's a great group. I'm applauding you for being in it and learning the ropes as you go. I was thinking as I was listening earlier to Governor Askins talk about how you will have the experience of having picked up the microphone and speaking in it because of this program that you've been through here. I remember when I first picked up the microphone when I was at my very first day, swearing-in day, back in 2005. I was about to drop the microphone because I was scared to death. I was really, the way it works is you have your family there and you're going to be sworn in, and then one by one people go around and introduce their family. And it's the first time that you pick up the microphone. Governor, you probably remember that. Well, they told us to press the button to get into the queue. Well, I can promise you there were no freshmen that pressed that button. We just kind of sat back and looked at it for a while, hoping that some of the senior members would press the button first and we could kind of see what they did and then follow suit. I waited a long time to press my button, but finally I did, and I tell you, my microphone was shaking and I was nervous. And that was just to introduce my family, and I was pretty sure I knew their names. Now, when you do that and you're getting ready for debate, it's a little bit different because you know you're going to have an opponent that's going to be debating you, and you better know what you're talking about. So your training that you're going through now is going to prepare you well if you decide to go into public service in a legislative body. I hope that you do. I also hope that if you choose to go into service but not public service, that you do a good job in the